Ryan Lindsay with us here in the Mendola show. We're talking Riverside Golf. Successful year for the Vikings. Let's talk about this group of players you had here at Riverside and having success out there on the course.
It was a very successful year. We went 13-1 in the regular season. Our only loss was the Scranton Prep, which was our first match of the year. So then we ran off 13 straight wins right after that, which earned us the 2 seed for the playoffs, where we played Mountain View. And obviously being the home or being the 2 seed allowed us to have home course advantage throughout the playoffs, where we played Mountain View there. We were able to be victorious against them, and then we played a really good Lackawanna Trail team in the semifinals, and barely won, winning 5-4 against them. And obviously, again, home course advantage, I really feel played a huge role in that, and then getting to the championship match, which was our first time since I've been coaching that we got there to play 18 holes up at Elkview against Scranton Prep again. And the front nine was actually a very close, the boys held it together through the front nine, and then better team prevails in the long run, which they did. Our boys really played well. They didn't give it away. Prep earned it. Prep was just a little better that day. But overall, it was a great year, and especially with the caliber of ages that we have. Michael and Robbie being seniors, Mason being a junior, and then we had 3 sophomores start for us for most of the year. So again, the inexperience in the first year sophomores kind of learning from Michael and Robbie and Mason. We did switch up partnerships throughout the year to kind of see what gelled and what jived throughout, but we had a really successful season.
Let's talk about that leadership and how that helped with that sophomore group you had. Just trying to get them through, get them acclimated, and have them learn a little bit. They'll be juniors next year.
Yeah. So, Michael Messelenka is obviously irreplaceable. We're really going to miss him this year or next year going forward. But the leadership he showed, I kind of went back and looked at it, because for the past 2 years he played with Mason Rickard, and Mason Rickard was called upon to be one of our leaders this year. And he did a phenomenal job, but you kind of really don't see the fruits of that labor until they're out there on their own, really learning. And one of the great things that Michael did was he took on a role. Ethan Slocum was one of our starters that played with Michael most of the year, and I'll tell you, the help that Michael gave him throughout and kind of plotted his way through the course. Ethan had some huge wins for us, probably no win bigger than up at Stonehenge against Lackawanna Trail when Ethan Slocum actually took down Grady June, which probably truthfully helped us become that 2 seed for the playoffs. And then Ethan had a few other big wins with the help of Michael's assistance. And one thing that the boys pointed out to me was, as a junior, Mason Rickard went undefeated in the regular season. So again, some of that leadership, and Robbie Castaldi came up huge. Kyle Connor, as a sophomore, who started a few matches last year, played great. Jason Pasquizny, Ben Kulikowski, all these guys kind of had their role or had that huge effect, whether it was a better ball win or an individual win or something like that, to extend a match and really kind of plateau us to the season we had. So it was kind of a really big team effort, but the relentless work that these guys kind of shared day in and day out. They're always kind of calling and texting me, can we get out on the course, even if I'm not there, hey, we want to go and play 9 more holes, hey, we're going out here. And it's great. That's how you obviously get better, and that's why we were where we were for the year.
So the nerves, you get the districts individually, something can happen. It could be a course, it could be a mental thing, whatever. To get past districts and then take that next step, and then, obviously, getting to states, and to see what District 2 was able to do at states, phenomenal.
Amazing. So we actually had, we sent 6 kids to pre-districts up at Elkview. We actually had 4 of our 6 boys qualify for districts. Michael Messelenka, Robbie Castaldi, Mason Rickard, and Kyle Connor all were able to qualify for districts and play down at Fox Hill. And obviously the field got smaller, only accepting 6 AA. So some of the boys were like, hey, this is great that we made districts, we're out here for the thing. But even in districts, they had a great showing. I believe Robbie, Mason, and Kyle all shot 85, 88, 84, something like that. Obviously Michael shot, right around par to qualify as one of them. But this was my first time at state, so it was great to go along for the ride with Michael. And he was obviously feeling a little under the weather when we got down there on Sunday for the practice round. And then even Monday, and then he got some medicine in him, and he kind of really made a strong surge on Tuesday to kind of medal and come in fourth there. But yeah, the District 2 showing for AA was tremendous with Nick Warner, Michael Luciano, Kale Rapitsky, Michael, Gavin June, and then even the girl from SEM medal too. So I mean, kind of there's some great golf being played up here in Northeast PA, and some people wouldn't think that.
The off season, we have to say much to these guys, or it's like, listen, we're gonna go do this. Like some of these players, you find they have a hitting coach, or they're going up here to practice, or whatever they're doing. I'm sure you just have to sit back and be supportive and say, hey guys, you get out there and play. Only good things will come.
Absolutely. I know these guys will probably take some time off. It won't be much. I know they play multiple sports. A lot of them are basketball guys. Some of them are baseball guys in the spring. But they'll take a little time off. They'll get back in. They'll hit the simulators. They'll do a little winter practice. I know some of them may get some private coaching throughout the season just to kind of keep the swing intact. But they'll get back into it in the summer full-fledged, and it's good. We're losing obviously Michael and Robbie, which are two huge components to our starting team. But basically returning almost four. Returning Mason, will be a senior, and three other sophomores. We're kind of grabbing four, and another sophomore coming up. Our sophomore class is huge, so we almost kind of have 5 starters to kind of grow from for next year. So we should be in pretty good shape, and these guys are all friends, so they all want to get out and play as much as they can and practice. So it's great. It makes my job that much easier, because their attitude is phenomenal.
Coach, good to catch up with you. Congratulations on a great Viking year.
Appreciate it. Thank you.